A very warm welcome to all our listeners around the world. You're welcome to the Tony Tukumbo Fernandez Show, a show that promotes the true life and success stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world. So if there's a product or initiative you wish to share, feel free to give us a call on 0788 280 9005. That number once again is 0788 280 9005. Or feel free to visit our website at www.tonyfernandez.co.uk. And it's Black History Month. As you know, we've had some amazing guests so far this month, and the phone has not stopped ringing since the last few weeks. And guess what? We have some amazing guests also lined up for the next rest of the year. So the most important thing is that it's your platform promoting the true life and success stories of Africans and Caribbeans around the world, being the change you want to see in society. Remember, it all starts from you. So it's always about promoting those platforms and making the world a better place. Black History Month, and we're logging all the way in Lagos, Nigeria, where we're having an amazing guest today in the studio who has many years experience in media and journalism. He is a profound entrepreneur with many fingers in it. He has his fingers in so many pies, and has a very profound way of looking at things from outside the box and creating solutions, most importantly, to make the world a better place. He has a black British gentleman with Trinidadian and Grenadian heritage. So it's a pleasure to have on the show today, all the way in Lagos, Ingram Jones. You're welcome to the Tony Tukumbo Fernandez Show. How are you today?
I'm very well, thank you, Tony, and thank you for inviting me onto your show. Doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure. And I know our guests are going to be logged in right now, tuning in to hear about your story and your journey. But for the benefit of all our listeners around the world today who haven't heard much about Ingram Jones, can you tell us a bit about yourself, your background, and the little things you're passionate about in life?
My background is within sports and media. I was a community champion back in 2010, 11 for doing work in communities, underprivileged, underserved communities, communities that the media turned their back on. I would go in and provide sporting solutions, taking kids off the streets and providing opportunities for them to travel around the southeast and around London, outside of London, to participate in sport. And I used my media vehicle to promote those people within the communities that the media will not cover. And so that's what I've done. And I love what I do. And I guess, to be honest, I think I'm inspired by my uncle. His name is Alex Pascal, OBE, and he's a great inspiration to me. And watching him, things in his footsteps, I didn't know as a young boy how profound he would have inspired me today. So I am kind of walking in my great uncle's footsteps.
Fantastic. And guess what? It's Black History Month here in the UK.
Yes,
Really and truly, you know this. Every day is Black History Month.
absolutely.
What does Black History Month mean to you?
I never look at Black History Month. It always feels to me like if we have been given a month as opposed to us, should be celebrated every day, every month, and every year, every minute we should be celebrated. And I kind of feel that Black History Month, we should progress from Black History Month. So not just 1 month, but what do we do after that month? How do we expand? How do we grow? So for me, I don't want to say it's token because there's lots of great work, but the reflection of that great work, sadly, is when you're seeing chaos on the streets of young Black boys and young Black girls, and our adults are not safe, whether it be here or abroad. They're just not safe. And I wish that Black History Month could be more taken as a time where we can look at those things that have happened around the world and how we can stop the things that are happening out there, if not, and come together. And I don't know how to say this, but how we can be as one, as a community and as a people. Black History Month is a way to celebrate, but I find that it should be a year-long thing. Yeah, so it's kind of, I understand the great parts about it and celebrating us and celebrating our people, but a year-long celebration, every day a celebration, I think would be far more appropriate and a greater chance of educating those who are ignorant to our greatness.
Fantastic. Now, I think it was about a year ago, approximately, you took
Yes,
a journey, a different path in your life
I did.
from Sussex in England uh,
Yes,
to relocate in Nigeria. Now,
yes.
before we talk about your experiences in Nigeria and how you found it so far, what was the reason that inspired or prompted that big move to relocate in Nigeria where you are today?
Um, Several things. You know, growing up, I just kind of took it for granted that most of my friends were Nigerian. And, and to be honest, I think Nigeria, without being disrespectful, would probably be, if you'd asked me 10 years ago, probably been the last place I would have gone to. But when I became more conscious of self, I knew that I always would end up going to Africa. I always knew Africa would be the place that I would end up being. And I felt like in England, it got to a point, having lived in Ireland for 3 years, almost 3 years, I felt like I almost had to keep apologizing for being black, apologizing for being just being who I was born to be. And I found that when I was in Sussex, this is my second stint in Sussex. I kind of felt I just did not fit. I'd get up in the morning. I live next to the beach, literally get up in the morning and walk along the promenade and see many people that didn't look like myself. I mean, from London, I left London when I was 18 years old, and I just wanted a different way of life. And Sussex is what I was drawn to. And I just now, at 44 at the time, walking through the streets of Sussex, I just felt something was missing. I'd gone to the Caribbean, but still something was missing. I didn't know what it was. I spent 3 years in the Caribbean. Still something was missing. I didn't know what it was. And life happened to happen, and I met a wonderful lady who was in Oman at the time. And now that lovely lady is my wife and happily married. And yeah, she was one of the inspirations as to moving out to Africa. Not only that, we had a lockdown at the time, and jobs, couldn't go out and work. So it was an opportunity for me to start my life again, a second chance. And why not? I've always wanted to give back, and I felt, well, I've given back in the Caribbean. I've given back in places in England where I always felt that no matter how much I gave and how much success I brought, it was never good enough. And I just got fed up with that script. And I'd seen many people move out to Africa and say, once they went out to Africa, they never came back. And they felt emboldened and empowered. And I wanted to know what that was all about. And I had an excuse. I had a woman that I dearly love, and I moved out to Africa, and here I am now in Lagos, expecting a baby in less than a month's time. And
Congratulations.
thank you very much. And from the minute I landed into Lagos, the moment I landed, I mean, even the journey of getting to Lagos through through immigration and visa on arrival and stuff. The minute I landed, I felt like I was a king. I felt like a king as I landed. Everywhere I looked, people that looked like myself coming to me, and I didn't quite understand it first. The love, the attention, the welcome home, brother. Even though I wasn't, I'm not like from Nigeria. My parents are from Trinidad and stuff, but still, the welcome home, the love, so different to when I landed in Grenada or I landed in Trinidad. It was like, yeah, welcome back. But this welcome home felt like it really was home. It was like being pulled away from something and then being reattached to it. And it felt, as I landed, home. And that feeling, since I've been here, it's just every day I felt more emboldened and not having to apologize for who I am, and standing in in what God created me to be and who to be. And now I'm finding myself in a way that I could never express myself in England, never express myself in America, and I never express myself in the Caribbean. So it's just an awesome feeling, really awesome.
You just mentioned something. You said the way God created you to be. I mean, do you
Yes,
think that this was part of your calling?
I think to feel. I mean, I explained this to some of my family here, and I say to them, look, as a young boy, a young black boy going to a school where the children looked different to yourself, they would make ignorant comments. No, they'd ask, why is your skin that color? Why are you black? You're dirty. And I'd go home trying to wash my face to try and stop me being black. Those experiences from so young, I touch on those experiences. I explain that to my Nigerian family, and they cannot understand it. All they know is black is beautiful. And I have had to fight, like many black people within Europe and America, for their blackness, to know that black is beautiful, and to ignore all the media that's out there that tells you that black is less than great. So to be here, like I said, out here in Nigeria is an incredible thing. And really, you can really embrace all that God has for you out here. It's like I said, it's just it's crazy and hard to explain. But whatever it is, I feel like I belong. Actually, dust. I actually feel like a part of the dust.
Now, being part of that dust, this is such
Mm.
a important discussion for
Yes,
Black History Month.
yes.
So, because of that, now, for
Mm.
the benefit of the Black British out there listening from all around the world, Black
Yes,
Americans living all around the world, we both
yes,
know that many Black Americans, Black British have traveled to Africa and felt at home. But for the
yes.
benefit of those of them out there who have never visited Africa, never visited Nigeria, can you tell us a bit about your experiences so far in Nigeria and what inspires you about Nigerians?
As you know, media, there's an expression, those who control the media control the minds. And I've never heard such a powerful statement so relevant to my own life, where if you watch the television long enough, you will believe that Nigerians and scammers and Africa's poor. And because if you see the sort of subliminal message that is put out of charity in Africa, feed this poor African, and you get those images thrown at you all the time. Africa's a poor place. Oh, Africa doesn't have this, and Africa doesn't have that, and you'll struggle, and all those negative ideas that are out there. I would say this: come and experience it for yourself. Come and see. Don't let someone else's narrative, someone else's script, be your own script. Be your own director of your own movie. You are movie stars. Be your own director. Don't follow the script of somebody else that you've never met and doesn't even care for you. Be your own director. Come out and explore Africa. Come out and see Africa. And like I said, being out here, like for example, walking the streets and seeing stores of people selling things, whether it be they're selling just onions to sell on the street, or they're selling potatoes to sell on the street, or they're selling shoes on the street. Everybody is buckling down. There is no welfare state. So everyone has to buckle down and they have to find work. And they've got shops, they've got such an entrepreneurial spirit, a far more greater entrepreneurial spirit than there is in the UK or in America, from what I've seen. And the people have, for the most part, anywhere you go in the world, you're going to find people that uh, are not particularly nice. But for the most part, the people are proud of who they are. They're proud of their current culture, proud of their heritage, and just proud of their blackness. And what I mean by that is that they are, it's really hard to explain to you, Tony, but they're just like they're one with the earth. There are challenges here in Nigeria, like there are anywhere in the world. There's crime here, but there's crime anywhere in the world. There's corruption here, but there's corruption everywhere. So the excuses people put out for not coming to Africa, you know, I've heard them all. And, you know, for me, when I see all the injustices happening around the world to our people, I feel to myself, you know what? This is a message. We need to all come home. We need to be out. We need to move away from the foreign lands and come home. We need to exodus. We need to leave and come home. We need to come home to the motherland. We talk about the motherland, but we need to show the mother a lot more love. So we need to come home and really experience that inner, I don't know how to describe this, inner empowerment. I hear the word empowerment a lot, but being here, I feel so empowered. And when I look back to the UK now and see the nonsense that's going on in the UK, I think, I'm so glad I have nothing to do with that, and I have no interest in it all. And I can see now the blessings of being here.
Fantastic. It kind of
I
makes
hope,
me,
I hope
yes,
I answered your question there.
that's beautiful, nice and natural. In my lifetime, I've traveled to about over 33 countries. And some of those countries are countries which get stereotyped in the media a lot. Do you think there's a big lesson to learn by visiting a country, no matter what's out there in terms of the media?
I think that, like I said, those who control the media control the minds. You have to understand why the message is being sent out there and what the objective is. And if you can understand that the people that are putting that message out there don't care for you anyway, they've never cared for you, if you can understand that message, and they will strip anything that brings you any closer to yourself, if you can understand that message, then you won't believe anything that they say. And now I can look at that message and look where that message comes from. And in my personal opinion, where that message comes from is from the pit of hell. And from where that message comes from, it's from a message of a people that have never cared for us. It's from a message from a people that never want to see us succeed. It's from a people that will never see us as kings and queens. And that message, I just disconnect from. And I ask people that listen to that message and listen to those messages out there like that, that say that Africa is this or this is like that, demonized, that really ask the question, who's the real demon here? Those people that you're demonizing, or the people that are calling those people demons and those country demons? That's the thing. That's it. So for me, I don't know. I know why they say what they say, but since I've come to Africa, it's like I don't even entertain it no more. It's like it's what I would say is the sort of thing that I step in when I'm not looking where I'm going. You know, yeah, it's that, and it smells stink, and all you want to do is wash it off and get soap and water. That's what it's like, and that's the sort of kingship. It's like I've come here and I finally had a crown put on my head, and yeah, and I just wish I'd come out here sooner.
Okay. Now, talking about the media, you've
Yes,
spent quite a while creating your own brand, and
yes.
so now you have your own media online platform called BWT Online. Now, for the benefit of all our listeners around the world today listening in, can you tell us a bit about your online platform?
Interesting. So BWTM Online originally started as Bayloric TV, which means Baylor basically meant when I was looking for a name, because it was from a cricket academy I started off at, and I didn't want to have Ingram Jones Cricket Academy, so I was looking for a name, and the name Baylor came up. And Baylor basically means somebody who comes up with the goods. So that's where the name Baylor came from. So it's Baylor, and the international was basically the young people I was working with from an international backgrounds. Champions is what I was producing. So Bayloric, that's where that came from. And from that, it grew from a cricket academy, which ended up getting a community. I ended up getting a community champions award. That was 8.6 million people saw it on Sky, according to what Sky said. And then from there, I could see during that time that people that were of color were not getting the credit they deserved for the work they were doing. And it was more important to report on the crimes of a black person than it was to report on the achievements of a black person. So no, that's not happening. I'm not having that no more. And that's why BWTM was created, to promote the greatness of the people that look like myself. And yeah, that's what BWTM has been all about, to be honest.
And at the moment, before we talk about the social media handles of your online
Yes.
platform, what current projects and initiatives are you working on at the moment in Nigeria?
So now I've since I've been in Nigeria, it's been almost 9 months now, and I'm working with the Lagos State with their cricket. So I'm working on revamping the whole of their cricket, the boys, the girls, and the men's cricket, to make it as its structure needs to be more professional. And I'm using the experience I had from 25 years of coaching cricket from around the world, and working with the chairman of Lagos State to make changes. And one of the things I've done since I've been in Lagos is that now they're having, for the first time this Saturday and Sunday, their first women's cricket league over a 2-day period at Unilag in Lagos. So that's the first time ever in the history of Nigerian cricket, in the history of Lagos cricket, that they're having a female tournament. So that's to develop our female side of things. And then I'll be working to develop a high performance center for Lagos as well. And trying to get to make the young players far more adaptable, or I don't want to use the word professional, but for them to be able to be more internationally suited, so they can come and play and get contracts in England. But I'd like to see more of our players go to the Caribbean. So it'd be nice to see a lot of the Nigerian players play in the Caribbean. But yeah, if they can get contracts in Australia, contracts in England, so they can put food on the table for their families. Because the structure here, it needs a lot of work. There's a lot of young people that can play good cricket, but sponsorship is necessary. There's not enough money in the game. And some of the things our young people have to do to get to be able to play the sport, some of them have to walk miles just to get to the ground so they can play some cricket. So I'm going to try and do what I can to raise funds here in Nigeria as well. Yes, there's some money around, but more money is always welcome to, if it's just giving them food, breakfast for them to train, energy drinks for when they're training. Some of them haven't got decent pair of trainers to wear. There's holes in their shoes. And they probably will get that opportunity once they play for Nigeria. They'll get that sponsorship. But at Lagos level, and they need that support. So I'm trying to help build that sort of infrastructure for the future of Lagos. So I'm excited, and it's a big project, and it's one that I welcome.
Fantastic. And I believe you're also going to Benin City next month.
I am. I'm going next month to Edo. Absolutely. It's Paul Afori, and he is doing the Best of Edo Awards. You can find all about that on BWTM Africa, because as part of BWTM Online, we've actually got a section of our media now dedicated just to stuff happening in Africa. So it's, I'm really passionate about that as well.
Talking about your media handles now, for the benefit
Yes.
of all our listeners around the world today who
Mm.
want to know more about your online platform, is there a website they can log on to and social media platforms? And
Yes.
also, for the benefit of Nigerians listening in Nigeria today who would want to collaborate with you on initiatives, how can they reach you as well?
Okay, so we'll go with BWTM online. So you can go to the website, which is www.bwtmonline. Online. I can't even spell online now. Come on, head. Online. OL. Oh my gosh. Oh,
ONLINE. Okay,
yeah.
let's
Oh
try
my God. Oh my God. Online.com. Yes, bwtmonline.com, and they can go on there and um, they can subscribe to the YouTube channels that are there. They can click on the mobile app, which is available on Android. And if you have a Fire Stick, we are also on Amazon TV. So you can go on Amazon TV, you can watch us Android via the Android mobile app. You should download for free. There's the website, and we're on YouTube as well. So that's all bwtmonline.com, and also on Instagram, bwtmonline.com.
fantastic. Keep up the amazing work. You
Thank you.
made history this year with the female cricket team, which is very,
Yeah,
very profound. And it's so amazing sometimes the legacy we can make by doing very little resources. So it's all about making the world a better place. On a very
absolutely.
final note, for the benefit of all our listeners today, what message do you have for all our listeners around the world today as part of Black History Month?
As a black man, as a black woman, as a black family, and black children, it is important that we know our history, because if we understand our history, we have a better chance of knowing our future. So we know where we've come from, and we know where we're going. And if I didn't have the knowledge of my history, of my past, there's no way I'd be in Africa today. I'm so glad that I wasn't ignorant to my history, and I took control of my life, took back my power, and became director of my life, and kicked out those other people trying to be directors of my life. And with it, I started a new movie. It's called I'm Black, and I'm very proud.
And there's no greater feeling by being the director of your own life and being the change you want to see in society.
Absolutely.
Being a leader and not a follower, we're very proud of you and thanks for coming on today.
Thank you, Tony. I appreciate you. I appreciate your listeners. And I just say to you that it's thank you for your time and for listening in. And please do subscribe to Tony's channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and support this man who's doing a great work.
It's a pleasure and we'll catch up soon.
Thank you, Tony.